Real and unsolved case. The curse of the Al-Hayran House. In the south of Jordan, there is a small village called Al-Hayran, a place known not for its nature, but for an old stone house, a house the locals call Bayt Al-Zill, meaning the House of the Shadow. No one knows exactly where this name came from, but everyone in the area says one thing. If you enter that house, a shadow comes out with you, one that is not yours, and it stays with you. The house first entered official police records in 1989, when a family of 5 who had moved from the city of Ma'an to Al-Hayran lasted only 2 weeks in the house. On the morning of the 14th day, neighbors heard continuous screams. When officers arrived at the house, only the father was alive, but in a state no one could explain. He was sitting on the floor in the middle of the room, his eyes full of terror, his mouth frozen open, repeatedly saying, "That shadow, it was standing behind them. I saw it, I saw it, I saw it." No trace of his wife and 3 children was found. No blood, no footprints, no signs of struggle. It was as if they had vanished in seconds. Police arrested the father, but due to the lack of even the smallest piece of evidence, they were forced to release him. Doctors said he was in deep shock and experiencing hallucinations, but he could never stay even an hour without nightmares. 3 months later, in a psychiatric hospital, he pointed his finger toward the corner of the room and whispered with a hoarse voice, "They're still there. They're watching me." And that same night, he died. The case was closed. The house remained empty. But everything started again in 2004, when 3 young men from Amman, hoping for adventure and to record scary videos, decided to spend a night in Bayt Al-Zill. They entered the house with an old digital camera. This incident is important because the only existing video evidence from inside the house belongs to this group. The video is 38 minutes long. At first, everything is normal. They joke around, film the broken windows. But from the 10th minute onward, none of them smile. A faint, deep sound like a murmur can be heard. One of the boys says, "Guys, is that breathing?" Another replies, "No, I think it's the wind." But in the video, it is completely clear. There is no wind. Minute 18, the camera light falls on a narrow hallway. Everything seems normal, but only when the camera moves a few degrees and returns. A tall shadow is seen standing in the middle of the hallway. Something human-like, but with an unusually long neck and movements that are not natural. The shadow is never fully visible. It is always one step out of sight. The boys panic and try to leave the house. The camera shakes. One of them screams, "The door is locked." At minute 22, a clear sound is heard, a sound that audio experts later said bears no resemblance to a human voice. Something like a deep whisper that seems to be played directly into the listener's ear. "Don't go." From this point on, the footage is full of shaking and darkness. Breathing is fast. The screams are real. The last recorded scene is a short shot of one boy's face, his eyes staring at something behind the camera, his mouth half open. And just before the footage cuts, the camera light flickers for less than 1/10 of a second, and in that frame, a hunched shadow stands behind him, taller than any normal human, as if it has no face, only a dark hollow. 3 days later, only one of the group was found alive, 2 kilometers away from the house in the middle of the desert. His feet were bloodied, as if he had been running for hours. He never agreed to say what he saw. He only said one sentence. It wasn't what we thought. We didn't enter the house. The house entered us. Al-Hayran police banned entry to the house, but since 2012, at least 7 people who went there out of curiosity or to film have gone missing. Villagers say the House of the Shadow never returns what it takes. And strangely, every time police go for inspection, the house is completely silent and empty. Yet the reports always say a strong feeling of presence inside the building, although no one was seen. The case is officially open, but no one can enter the house to uncover the truth. The only certain thing is this: anyone who has entered Bayt Al-Zill has either disappeared or returned, but never the same person again. And still, at night, the people of Al-Hayran say they see a tall shadow behind the upper window, silently standing behind the curtain, watching the people passing by.